Aloha everybody, John with you, and it's time for us to continue our journey through my Hawaiian record collection. We're presently on the letter I, so let's pick up where we left off and see some more Hawaiian vinyl. Here's an album that is performed by and called Alvin Kaleolani, Isaacs and Sons, a famous musical family, each one in their own right, for very long careers performing solo and performing with various groups and as backup artists and whatnot. They did this album in 1978 as a family. It's a great album, lots of original compositions on it, traditional Hawaiian and hapahali kind of stuff. Illinois Records is the label, and this is a good record. Two slack key guitars, Livin' on Easy. This album's pretty well known, as are the two performers collaborating, Atta Isaacs and Gabi Pahinui. And the album is on Tradewind Records, and it's a mix of vocal and instrumental slack key. Some beautiful stuff on this record. Then a solo slack key guitar album by Atta Isaacs. This one also on Tradewinds Records, a little bit later, 1980 something, I think 83 maybe. I don't know, it's a bit later. This one all instrumental, just strictly solo slack key. Here's a record you don't see too often on the Imperial record label, Serenades of Hawaii, the Island Vagabonds. I'm going out on a limb here, as I remember, and saying that these are not actually Hawaiian artists. It's in like a mainland group. It is a mainland group. They do say that on here. I believe all of the songs on this album, every song, I think, is an original composition of someone in the groups or what made for this album. Vocals, and I would say it's an uneven album. I mean, there are some songs that are nice and some where the vocal or whatnot maybe isn't really the greatest, but it's interesting, and it's a very rare album. Speaking of rare, this album here, Hawaiian Interlude, featuring the Island Airs, presented by the Polynesian Restaurant in California. Now, beautiful album, beautiful harmonies, nice songs. Of interest here, if you are a fan of the Crown recording group, the Polynesians, who put out a lot of music, or Bernie Ka'ai Lewis, or those two hula albums put out by GNP Crescendo, you will want to have the Island Airs, because they have the exact same sound, and they are some of the same members of these groups, so they have a very, very similar to the Polynesians kind of a sound. And this is a really nice album, apparently sold, I'm thinking maybe sold, where they were performing at the Polynesian Restaurant. So Hawaiian Interlude, lots of good songs, good arrangements, really nice album. From Hula Records in Hawaii, this album is called Soft Green Seas. Kind of interesting, because all of the songs on the album were written by R. Alex Anderson, a very well-known Hawaiian music composer, hapahali music composer, that's him there. This arrangement, this album, interestingly, it says this recording is for radio broadcast only and is not for sale. And these were done, there's notes about the songs. These recordings were made specifically for like easy listening stations on the mainland, I'm supposing, that wanted, where they could program some Hawaiian music, from R. Alex Anderson, but the arrangements are not Hawaiian. The arrangements are very easy listening orchestra with kind of a backbeat, sort of like Bert Kempfert or Ray Conniff, that kind of a sound with these Hawaiian songs. So it's kind of an interesting record. And I really don't know why they never sold it. And I do often see it at used record shops and see it's around. I don't know why they never sold it to the public to begin with. The Enchanted Sounds of the Islanders. This is sort of a well-known album, produced by Fred Metis and Randy Starr. They are the Islanders, on Mayflower Records. Not a well-known label, certainly for Hawaiian music, because it's on the mainland, Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Yeah, but this album is sort of an exotica classic in a way. Some really nice songs. The Enchanted Sea was really a very well-known song, but I particularly like some of these other songs. Paradise Lost, I really like. City Under the Sea, Kon-Tiki, really nice songs. So it's like, what is it, like accordion, guitar, a violin or two. It's very like small combo, similar to the Henry Mancini, versatile Henry Mancini Driftwood and Dreams album. It's a nice one. You see it. Sometimes it's kind of expensive, though. Here's an album that comes out of Europe. 20 Melodies from Paradise, as seen on radio and TV, by the generic group The Islanders. And it is, in fact, 20 songs. In a very Euro-Hawaiian style, like with steel guitars and a dance-type orchestra. A chorus that's very European sounding, like groovy James Last kind of sounding. This one, and the steel guitars, Franz von Orschadt, who is well known. This album, also on Trent Records, I should say, has been reissued on CD, and you can find these particular songs cropping up, these exact, songs from here cropping up in all sorts of albums coming out of Europe that would like rehash and reissue and re-release and release it under 100 different names. But anyway, 20 Melodies from Paradise. Burl Ives. Oh yeah, On the Beach at Waikiki, Mr. Holly Jolly Christmas, right? Love this cover. I had this record when I was a little kid. Particularly love this kind of, I always pay attention to these sort of things, but I'm like, this is fall, right? Wouldn't you like just, and a fake hair? I don't know. I like it. Anyway, funny album. It's funny. I mean, if you enjoy Burl Ives, you'll like it, but I just think it's kind of funny. Jerry Bird on steel guitar, so there's really good steel playing, and then Burl Ives attempting to sing Hawaiian songs, which is... it's amusing. It's an amusing record. I like it. Decca. And then I'm just going to quickly do... I only have 2 really records under the letter I in South Pacific. Nothing exotica, and only 2 records in South Pacific. So I'm just going to show them to you right now. 2 of them, well, these 2 are actually the same record. The Arthur Iriati Orchestra, Yora Tahiti. Nice cover there. These are just, like a Tahitian vocal group with some drumming. And this is exactly the same record that I got, but with a different cover. Didn't realize it was the same record, but same record, different cover. I love this artwork, though. Love it. And then finally, this is just kind of like field recordings, island music of the South Pacific on the Explorer series. So these are not really like professional musicians or whatever. These are, villagers and people out in the different islands of the South Pacific, all over the South Pacific. Kiribati, Cook Islands, Fiji, etc., etc. 1981, this record is from. Let's hear some needle drops.
Only kaua wiki wiki, she then said, and smiled in glee, but she would not translate for me on the beach at Waikiki. e ke aha o koleha. There's always summer in the air, a million flowers everywhere. In my Hawaiian home, the winds that blow from the valley and rainbows over the valley. On a coconut island, if I could be a castaway with you. On a coconut island, there'd be a lot of things that we could do. I would sit for a while and just look into your baby eyes of blue. Then I'd walk for a mile and come running back to be with you. Okay, oh, nui ala waia, ala hele ka hale hule.
I hope you enjoyed those needle drops, and if you I'd appreciate any comments if you have these albums or interest in them or whatever relating to Hawaiian albums or records in general, vinyl. I'm interested in hearing your comments. Thanks for watching, and we will see you next time. Thanks.